Have you ever had a gut feeling about something? Or felt butterflies in your stomach when you were nervous? We use these phrases all the time, but we rarely stop to think about what they really mean. We just write them off as metaphors for our emotions. But what if they're not metaphors? What if those feelings are actually hints of a profound biological reality we are only just beginning to understand? A reality that suggests the center of our emotional world, our joy, our stress, our deepest anxieties, isn't just governed by the 3-pound organ in our skull. What if the key to your anxiety and depression isn't all in your head, but in your gut? It sounds almost unbelievable, but our bodies have a second brain hiding in our digestive system. And science is now showing us that it has a powerful, almost shocking, influence on how we feel every single day. This is a revolution in how we understand mental health, and it could change everything you thought you knew about your own mind. Let's be honest. For millions of us, feeling anxious or sad or living under that heavy blanket of brain fog is just normal. It's a silent battle we fight inside our own heads. We try everything, we talk about it, we meditate, we see professionals, we take medication, and for so many people, these tools are absolute lifesavers. But for a huge number of us, the struggle just doesn't stop. The anxiety sticks around. The depression feels impossible to shake. And it's a deeply frustrating place to be, feeling like you're doing all the right things but still not feeling right. This has pushed scientists to ask a pretty radical question. What if we've been looking in the wrong place? If the brain is the command center, but the commands aren't working right, what if the interference is coming from somewhere else entirely? And that question has led them to one of the most exciting frontiers in medicine, the gut. Specifically, the intelligent and shockingly complex nervous system hiding in plain sight inside of you. Deep inside you, lining the entire path of your digestive system, is a sprawling network of nerve cells. It's called the enteric nervous system, or ENS. But this isn't just some minor network. The ENS has over 100 million neurons. That's more neurons than in your entire spinal cord. Let that sink in. You have, roughly speaking, the brain of a cat living inside your gut. This is why scientists have nicknamed it the second brain. Now this brain can't write a poem or worry about taxes. But its power is immense, and incredibly, it can work without any input from the brain in your head. It manages the entire complex dance of digestion all on its own. But it's not just plumbing. This second brain is also a chemical factory. It produces more than 30 different neurotransmitters, the very same chemical messengers our main brain uses to manage our moods and thoughts. And here's the most staggering fact of all. Your gut produces and stores somewhere between 90 and 95% of your body's total supply of serotonin. We all know serotonin as the happy chemical. It's the main target of the most common antidepressants. While the serotonin made in the gut doesn't directly cross into the brain to make you happy, it plays a massive role in the gut-brain conversation. This fact alone forces us to see that the story of our mood is far more complex than we ever imagined. So, we have two brains. How do they talk to each other? They're linked by a massive, two-way information superhighway called the vagus nerve. Think of it as a fiber optic cable running directly from your brainstem to your abdomen, zapping messages back and forth. But this isn't a one-way street with the main brain barking all the orders. In fact, an estimated 90% of the signals traveling along this highway are going from the gut to the brain. Your gut is constantly whispering upstairs, telling your brain what's going on. This constant chatter is known as the gut-brain axis. It's a living, breathing system. When you feel stressed, your brain sends signals down that can cause those butterflies or stomach cramps. And it works the other way too. If your gut is irritated or inflamed, it sends distress signals up to the brain that we can feel as anxiety, a low mood, or fatigue. This is a huge reason why conditions like irritable bowel syndrome and anxiety so often show up together. They can be two sides of the same coin, symptoms of a communication breakdown along this vital highway. But there's a third major player in this story: the trillions of tiny microorganisms living inside your gut. This is your gut microbiome, a buzzing ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and viruses that outnumber your own human cells. Think of it as a vast internal garden. When it's healthy, it's full of diverse, friendly species that work with your body. But just like any garden, it can get overgrown with weeds. This imbalance, known as dysbiosis, is when the harmful, inflammatory bacteria start to take over. This is a huge source of trouble. These bad microbes can damage the lining of your gut, causing a leaky gut, where inflammatory molecules escape into your bloodstream. This kind of chronic low-grade inflammation is now seen as a key driver behind both depression and anxiety. What's more, these gut microbes are little chemical wizards. They help produce and manage our neurotransmitters. For instance, beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium can produce GABA, a chemical that calms the nervous system and dials down feelings of anxiety. When these helpful microbes are missing, our ability to handle stress naturally can be weakened. So the health of your inner garden has a direct line to your daily emotional weather. An unhealthy gut is constantly sending stress signals to the brain. This might all sound overwhelming, but it's actually the opposite. It's empowering. It means you have way more control over your mental health than you thought. By changing what happens in your gut, you can change the signals going to your brain. The power is, quite literally, on your plate. So, how do you start tending to that inner garden? Here are the most powerful strategies science has shown us so far. First, add probiotics. These are the good bacteria. You can get them from supplements, but they are fantastic from fermented foods. Think real yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha. Studies have shown that regularly eating probiotics can help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression for some people. Second, feed the good guys with prebiotics. Prebiotics are basically fertilizer for your good bacteria. They are types of fiber found in foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, and whole grains. A diet packed with different kinds of plant-based fiber is one of the best things you can do for both your gut and your brain. Third, manage your stress. This is a big one, because we know that psychological stress itself can harm your gut microbiome. It creates a vicious cycle. Stress hurts the gut, and a hurt gut sends more stress signals to the brain. Breaking that cycle is key. Things like mindfulness, deep breathing, a walk in nature, or some gentle yoga can lower stress hormones and protect your gut. Finally, prioritize sleep and movement. Both sleep and exercise directly impact the health of your gut microbiome. Good, consistent sleep helps your gut repair itself, and moderate exercise is known to boost the good kinds of bacteria. When you take these steps, you aren't just improving your digestion. You are actively sending calming, anti-inflammatory messages to your brain. You are giving your gut the tools it needs to support a balanced mood. You're taking back control, one meal and one mindful breath at a time. This is a whole new way of looking at mental wellness, one where the mind and body aren't two separate things, but a deeply connected system. The gut-brain axis is proof of our own body's incredible intelligence. And the best part is that it's a system we can actually work with. You have the power to change the conversation between your two brains. So the next time you feel those butterflies or decide to trust a gut feeling, take a second to remember what's really going on. That's the conversation. It's the endless dialogue between the brain in your head and the powerful, hidden brain in your gut. By looking after that connection, by tending to your inner world, you aren't just taking care of your health. You are fundamentally taking care of your mind. You're becoming the architect of how you feel. What is one small change you will make this week to start nurturing your second brain? Let me know in the comments below.